Hello. I think we're live. Let's just make sure. All right. People said the intro took too long, but I'm going to play it anyways because I like it. On this video, I'm going to talk about agnosticism and omnism, which are just two very broad, very open ways of looking at theology. So, after a bit.
But when the show finally turned on for the first time to get the bugs worked out, it's finally in a position where we could turn it on. I had tears in my eyes. There was some problems, there were some bugs that needed to be worked out, little knick-knack, little stuff. But it didn't matter. I seen it. They came to life. For 25 years they've been sitting in a crate, and I just breathed the first breath of life into them. And, yet again, there's no words to describe it. I sat here and I cried like a child because my dream had just came true.
I never walk about after dark, it's my point of view. Cause someone could break your neck, coming up behind you, always coming, and you'd never have a clue. And now I look behind all the time, I will wait forever, always looking straight, thinking, counting all the hours you wait. See you on a dark night, see you on a dark night, see you on a dark night, see you on a dark night. And now another clue I would ask, if you could help me out. It's hard to understand, cause when you're running by yourself it's hard to find someone to hold your hand. No, it's gonna be tough for me, but I will wait for you. I need someone else to look into my eyes and tell me, girl, you know you gotta watch your health. To look into my eyes and tell me, la 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 la. To look into my eyes and tell me, la 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 la. La 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 la. To look into my eyes and tell me, la 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 la. La 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 la. See you on a dark night, see you on a dark night, see you on a dark night, see you on a dark night.
All right. So hello. I was trying to get chat set up so that I could read multiple chat, but there's not going to really be anyone in here. I want to get on a regular schedule of posting videos just so that I stay honest and I keep the ball rolling. And hopefully people will start joining, and I'm thinking I'll do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I'm not sure when, but just going through different subjects. The last video I had to cover a lot and I went for an hour. I don't know if I'll go for an hour this one, but for this video I want to talk about something a little more fun, which is what I put out as theologically slutty, which instead of choosing one and sticking with it until you die and never ever changing your mind or doubting any of your beliefs or considering anything else, CONSCION and then these other kind of broader themes of religious approaches are much more open to any kind of consideration. I might be open to considering, I might do Christmas and Halloween, right? Like, I don't have to choose between Christmas and Halloween. There's not a war between the two. I can have fun at both, right? So, the brief background on me, my name is David. My parents come from a Christian background and then a Jewish background, but both of them left those behind. And when they were raising me and my siblings, they didn't give us any kind of instructive religion. The only instruction they gave us was to be open to questioning things and be open to new information or, just broadening your horizon when things come up. One moment. But it was really neat because instead of having to go to church as a kid or go to temple and then have a bunch of stuff shoved down my throat or have the fear of God laid into me, we were able to explore. And so we looked at books on Greek mythology, and I had a lot of fun learning about Zeus and all the goofiness that the enclave of Olympic gods got into, But it wasn't so serious. And I think that's a big distinction. For other people, it's like a life or death thing. And, hundreds of years ago, it may, like having that kind of a tribal instinct of, it's kind of like a very quick, like I don't need a background check on you if you pass my test and show me that you're a good XYZ like I am, right? Like if you pass the basic check of like, okay, you're wearing the clothes right, you said the thing, you said the prayer correctly, and you kind of look the part, then I can assume, I'll let you get in my car if you're a hitchhiker, right? Compared to if you didn't match those things, the amount of trust and the amount of social capital that I extend you would be less, right? And so it makes sense in a scarier time to be tribalistic, and maybe we still are in a scary time. That doesn't mean that we have to be exclusive, and that's the big issue with all these other religions. It's this way or that way. Like there's no in between, right? I like some of the big questions, right? Like, do you accept the Lord Jesus as your Savior, right? Did Jesus die for your sins? And like there's some big tests like that. We don't have to single out Christians either, but it's very simple. They don't leave much room for doubt because otherwise the faith story wouldn't be compelling. It's not very convincing if I say, well, I don't know who did it. It could be this or could be that, and I throw out a bunch of options that are maybe all, equally plausible or implausible. It's another if I say, now listen to me, like this is the way it is, and we know it's the way it is because we know it's the way it is. That fixedness of the legacy religions, it's much more persuasive for minds that want to be cookie cut, like want to be given a clear answer. But basically my upbringing led me to be agnostic. which means that you are not sure. You leave yourself open and in suspense of what you may or may not believe, and it may not be a huge issue, or it may be something that's like really challenging. I'm not sure, right? Like everyone's different. I do wonder as a kid if I didn't have a spiritual core or a community. I was a little bit adrift because we didn't go to a temple or church. I didn't have that that underpinning and foundation that a child raised within a religion would have. That left the world a little bit more open too, though. And so in essence, as an agnostic kid, I could be a little bit more speculative and be like, okay, let me learn about this and that. When I was like a bratty teenager, I had a little bit of like, it was more oppositional, where you might be atheistic, right? And you say there is no God, there, only science, only reality, objectivism, don't even read the horoscopes, right? But the growth from atheism is that they don't know either. Like, it's sort of silly that atheists think there isn't any God. And we can all argue about whether, they may or may not be right, or, whatever, right? But in essence, there is some hubris in their declaration, in like an inverted way, the shadow of somebody that says that my God is the God, the only God. They made the universe. That's the final truth. For them to say there is no God, there is nothing that we don't, like there is nothing mystical, non-real, non-rational, beyond explanation. It's a leap of faith for them to adopt. And so even atheism I moved on from. Agnosticism, it's cozy, but you don't really have any harbors, right? Like you can go and you can enjoy you can go to a wedding and enjoy the ceremony. You can interlope and try to figure it out, but there is still a hunger there. I think a lot of young people replace that spiritual well with material things, or maybe social things, entertainment, and in essence we get surrogate faith, or surrogate like instead of going to temple, I go to the football stadium. Instead of praying, I'll listen to my favorite album for the 100th time, right? Like, how is that not a form of prayer? So we connect with our faith still, but it's a lot less solidified and in our face. And it's sort of something you have to like pick up, what's it called? People eating like shrubs all over the place, and it's very dangerous if you're not careful what bushes or berries you eat. Anyways, agnosticism, I think, is fine, but it's not enough, because it doesn't give anything to hold on to. And I guess CONSCION, a distinction there would be that CONSCION, I would hold our belief that consciousness is a miracle we're sanctifying. And so we have to at least say consciousness is a miracle, and that would be our leap of faith, our faith story. It actually is required. If you want to be a legally recognized religion, you have to believe in something, right? I can't be, they have a, I don't know if it's a religion, but the Discordians, it's a way of thinking, and the Discordians, they accept disagreement. They accept that there won't be a cohesive story of everything, and so their commitment is to not be settled. And so is it a religion? Well, they believe something, but what do they believe? In this case, human consciousness being a miracle, there is a leap of faith, because I think there are some people that think human consciousness is not a big deal, and we don't need to treat it with any respect, and I can be really mean and nasty. And in essence, those people wouldn't be believers, or they wouldn't, rather they wouldn't fit within our belief that human consciousness is like something that's awesome and a wonder of the universe. So I do like agnosticism though, because it's a good harbor for people, and it's a transitional period, and that's that. Now omnism, it's an interesting, I need to learn more from omnists, because in essence they've laid the ground before me on this. CONSCION is not really an original idea as much as any idea is ever original, right? Like it's all derivative, built upon each other, like piles of sand. So omnism accepts and understands that there may be some degree of truth or value in every and any religion and theology. Imagine, if anyone's listening, if you do have some theological backgrounds, like techniques, some practices, folklore, mythology, if it's the Bible, your own holy texts, how much that's helped you and helped guide your life. And in essence, the wisdom that has transcended not only time, but in religion, transcended from the divine, that wisdom, we can hope, has made your life better. So an omnist, not having made a commitment to any religion, is able to look inside, I don't know, making it easy, right? But in essence, you can look into and you can see, this is a religion, this is what they teach, this is what they prioritize. They think that these are virtuous, these are evil and wrong. They feel like it's important to do these things first, over others. So in essence, it's all different guidances for how to live in a well way with your whatever spiritual framework you follow. The omnist then is able to say, okay, I'll take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like in essence, you are able as an omnist to engage with as much or as little depth, with however much involvement with any kind of religion, and it's at your own choice. And I think that's the big part of it, is of a consensuality of belief, where imagine if you're in a room and the people around you are speaking with conviction, and they're saying, this is so, and in your heart of hearts, as much as you love them and you connect with them, you might identify with their, whatever their sect may be, for whatever reason in your heart of hearts you don't share that belief. It seems like it is very important to respect that part of yourself. And maybe, you don't have to go and say something then. If it's your choice, if people will be roused and it's not polite, you don't have to say a thing, right? But it's important to recognize, even if you are devoted to a faith, there is a degree of volunteerism, of you stepping inside of or outside of a belief. And then, practice theologists, or theists, I guess is the word, would say, you can believe something, but are you actually living the belief that you believe? Isn't that funny that we may be living things and living within a belief, even if we don't believe something, right? That happens a lot with laws, like legislation and things like that, where they regulate through the state the scriptures or rules of their theology. But the other side of that is, if you believe something but you're not living it, it's a kind of strange posturing to take, right? So anyways, agnosticism and omnism, and that's all to say that with CONSCION, the way that this would grow, and I don't know if it would be with Wikipedia discussion boards or something like that, is to give people an opportunity to discuss their beliefs with each other. We have a lot of the big topics, right? Like we could talk about, the elephant or the old man in the chair or, the guy with horns or any of that, right? Like we could go through that, and I think we should. But there's also the more immediate, if somebody has a direct spiritual or mystical experience that's ambiguous or confusing, in essence, like if I keep saying in essence, if you have a spiritual experience that for some reason doesn't fit within your religion that your family or your community has, who do you go to field that? If you were uncertain and you couldn't on your own with what you have make sense of what's happened, I hope that we're able to go to someone that we trust in our community. But if we, like, if sharing that is dangerous, and like they might, in essence, they might other us and identify us as a heretic, then you have to be conscious of that. So what I'm talking up to, this would be a discernment group where people would be able to discuss what may be occurring to them, what they may or may not believe, what, in essence, or share how their beliefs are in their lives, and uncover the internal operations, this very real human thing that we all do every day that, is behind our waking moments, to uncover that and be able to share that with others through different media, whether that's in person or discussion board, video, whatever, just video, anything like that. But it doesn't have to happen in a therapy office. Nobody has to pay for a ticket. There's no level 3 exclusive knowledge committee, or any of that. And that's what's really beautiful of that, is it's peer support based. And with peer support, that builds in some degree of security. I won't oversell peer support. There's plenty of exploitation that can happen with peer support. Imagine, and it's sad, but in lieu of having any kind of like clerics or shaman or healers, if people are doing ecstasy or psychedelics together and they're doing peer support, but then their peers end up failing them, like I decide I'm going to start drinking beer halfway through your mushroom trip, and then I get bored of your existential crisis and leave you in the backyard getting bit by mosquitoes, right? Like there's a lot of nasty things we can do that aren't necessarily illegal, but as a peer supporter, we're failing those people. So I don't know. I'm making this less fun than it should be, but the charm of it then is that we can share what inspires us. Getting back to, what maybe has helped guide your life from the religion that you've been in direct contact with, that can help others guide their lives. And omnis or agnostic people, or people within CONSCION, can adopt and share and engage with those beliefs with their action and benefit from that. And I think that as much as maybe they would rather people convert directly to their religion or this, that, or the other, if people are at least adopting the behaviors of a religion, like, I understand that generosity and compassion and grace are important qualities, and I don't have to, eat communion and do that whole ritual, magic ritual of communion to be close to Christ and Christ-like or Christianish, even though I'm not a Christian. In essence, I can adopt that strength. And maybe I don't go to Christian heaven, and that's okay, right? I'm not going to argue with them and say, I'm going to go to your heaven anyway. But I can carry that virtuosity and benefit from the wisdom, because I do, like, I put down the legacy religions a lot, and I think we got to, like, be kinder to them. Maybe they've been around for a long time for a reason, and they have helped a lot of people. We can't just scold them for, not showing up all the time, because that's just humans, right? Like, we can't do everything right. One moment. So that is sort of the brief of it. Going forward, I want to do some videos like covering rule systems. It's interesting to talk about like the 10 Commandments, the Golden Rule, different things like that. And every religion has some basic big rules. There's also like the 3 great truths of Buddhism. It would be fun to just sort of hover around on a live stream and review different religions, but that takes a little bit of preparation, and I'll have like everything tabbed out and ready to go through, and we can kind of do that together. Eventually, and the reason why I'm doing these as live streams is I would like for this to be an opportunity for discernment sessions. Imagine if somebody called in, we could get their video up in the corner, over here or whatever. We can figure it out some way or another. But I can't do this alone, and nobody can do anything alone, right? Like, so I am hungry for collaborators if people want to reach out. So please do reach out if you're interested, or just shine on me and share the video or talk about it with people. I care more that there is an inspiration to respect the consciousness of others than I care about the success of this channel or anything like that. I don't want to monetize anything. I'm allergic to that. So that's the goal. I'll try to be back on Saturday. I'm not sure when, and we'll see from there. And yeah, I'll just play us out, okay? And if you don't like these little intros and outros, you can just go on with your life. But this, I don't know, these touched me. I'm touched. All right, you guys. Have a nice Friday. I'll see you Saturday.